The legendary nightclub owner was pictured looking happier than ever just over a year before his death at the age of 77, following a battle with cancer. The English businessman stood out from the crowd at the Nella the Princess night premiere at London's 11 Cavendish Square. Peter beamed as he posed with Rosabella and Angelo, now aged 5 and 2 respectively, as well as his spouse Bella, sporting his famous mullet. The television star also opted for a bright yellow t-shirt and a suede gillet. The father of 4 looked well, despite his publicist telling Express.co.uk that he had been battling cancer in secret for a year. Peter Stringfellow dead. How did he die? What was his cause of death? Peter, who had wanted to keep his illness private, died in the early hours after spending time in hospital. His publicist, Matt Glass, commented, "It's very sad news. He passed away in the early hours of this morning. It was kept very private. He didn't want to tell. He wanted to keep it a secret." His eponymous London club on Covent Gardens, Upper St Martin's Lane, will continue to operate as normal. His other rep Charlie Morgan added, "He died surrounded by family in the early hours this morning, following a year-long battle with cancer." However, Peter could not have seemed happier judging by the fun snaps, in a rare outing for him and his wife. He wed Royal Ballet dancer Bella, then aged 27, in Barbados on Valentine's Day in 2009. Peter was previously married to Norma Williams from 1960 to 1965, and they had daughter Karen, who became a successful boutique owner in Florida. Following their divorce, he walked down the aisle with Coral Wright in 1967 before divorcing 7 years down the line. The pair had a son, Scott, who went into racing. Peter first started in the nighttime trade in the early 60s, when he booked acts including the Beatles, the Kinks and Jimi Hendrix to play. In 1980, he opened Stringfellows in Covent Garden in London's West End and went on to create venues in Paris, New York, Miami and Beverly Hills, with its topless girls and exuberant after-hours entertainment. The Stringfellow brand became a byword for debauchery that echoed the empire created by late Playboy owner Hugh Hefner. Tributes have poured in for the star online after the tragic news was announced, with Tony Blackburn tweeting, "So sorry to hear that Peter Stringfellow has died at the age of 77. He was a terrific guy who lived life to the full and was a wonderful person to be with. He was always full of fun and to me was a big part of his 60s and 70s. R.I.P. Peter." X. Sue Pollard, who knew Peter and had worked with him, told BBC Radio 4's Today programme, "He was a fantastic role model for other entrepreneurs. When he was in the room for a start, I used to think he was so handsome. I love men with long hair. He was lovely. I liked him because he was always warm. He could have probably been in showbiz in another area, but he chose to be an entrepreneur."